Hello students, welcome to mathematics class. Students, from this session onwards, we will be discussing NCERT exemplar problems, which contains in total 200 questions, whereas 1 to 38 questions are MCQ type questions, 39 to 98 question number we have true or false type. Question number 99 to 150 we have the type of fill in the blanks, and 151 onwards up to 200 we have short answer type and long answer type questions. Students, we have learnt 3 chapters called knowing our numbers, whole numbers and playing with numbers. These 3 chapters are covered under unit number 1 called number system in NCERT exemplar problems book. So the main concepts that what you have learnt were from these 3 chapters. That is, from chapter number 1, knowing our numbers are listed here. You have learnt large numbers up to 1 crore, reading and writing of large numbers, comparing large numbers, Indian system of numeration, international system of numeration, use of large numbers, estimation of numbers, use of brackets and Roman numerals. Next, coming to the chapter number whole numbers, you learnt natural numbers, writing predecessor and successor of a natural number. Later, whole numbers, definition, representation of whole numbers on a number line, addition and subtraction of whole numbers on the number line, properties of whole numbers which include closure property, commutativity under addition and multiplication, associativity under addition and multiplication, distributivity of multiplication over addition as well as subtraction, identities for addition and multiplication. Later you learnt division of a whole number by 0 is not defined, and you learned some patterns of whole numbers. Later you learnt in the chapter number 3 called playing with numbers, factors and multiples. Number of factors of a given number is infinite, number of multiples of a given number as infinite, perfect number, a number for which sum of all its factors is equal to twice the number, and you learn the meaning of prime numbers, composite numbers. Later you learnt tests of divisibility for the numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 and 11. Later you learn common factors and common multiples for the given numbers, and the meaning of coprimes, and more about divisibility rules you learnt, and product of 2 consecutive whole numbers is divisible by 2, and some such properties. And you know how to do prime factorization of a given number, and you know how to find HCF of given 2 numbers or more numbers, and you know how to find least common multiple called LCM of 2 or more numbers, and you have even learnt the applications, that is daily use of HCF and LCM. Now with this all said knowledge, you are going to solve these exemplar questions which will play an important role in understanding these 3 chapters in toto and getting mastery over them. We expect, that is teachers of class 6A, 6B and 6C, expect you all to solve these questions and later you can cross-check your answers. I'm going to provide you a link to download this exemplar problems, unit number 1, number system, in the description box. So students, download the PDF file, go through those questions and solve them. And anyway, we are providing you videos for the solutions of these questions. You can cross-check your answers through the videos, whether you have solved correctly or you require somewhere fine-tuning of learning. Okay, hoping for the best and wishing you good luck. Here I am going to start from the question number 1 onwards, which are of the type MCQ. So students, here the question number 1 is the product of the place values of two twos in the given number. Here the given number is 4,28,721. In that there are twice twos and place values of them to be multiplied. So for the first one, place value is 20,000 and for the other 20, and when they are multiplied we will get 4 lakh. So the right answer is C. Next, question number 2. In the question number 2, we have got an expansion form, and if I add, I'll get the number. Here 3 into 10,000, 30,000, and 7 into 1000, 7,000, 9 into 100, 900, 0 into 10 is 0, 4 into 1, obviously 4, gives us 37,904, which is here option C. This is how we solve these type of MCQ questions. Coming to the question number 3, if 1 is added to the greatest 7-digit number, it will be equal to. First of all, what is greatest 7-digit number? You know, greatest 7-digit number or greatest number will be formed by taking the digit 9. If I want 7-digit, taking 9 for 7 times gives us a greatest 7-digit number, and it is 99,99,999. If I add 1 to 8, I will get 1 crore, and the right option is D. Next, coming to the question number 4, and we are given a number. Now we are asked to write expansion form. Here expansion form of 9,578 will be 9 into 1000 and 5 into 100 and 7 into 10 and 8 into 1 are added. So 9 into 1000 plus 5 into 100 plus 7 into 10 plus 8 into 1. So you have to choose the right option among these ABCD where there is this answer. So obviously the answer right one is B. So I hope you know now how to answer MCQ type questions, since you have already learned how to do them while preparing for your entrance exam. So we shall continue from the question number 5. What we are asked to do when rounded off to the nearest thousands. See students, in any number if you want to round off nearest thousands, watch for hundreds place. if the hundreds place is equal or more than 5, then make all the places from hundreds to till ones zeros and add 1 to the thousands place. Here it is 6. So obviously making hundreds place, tens place and ones place 0 and 1 more than this thousands place 5 becomes 6, and writing rest of the digits as it is. That means I have 86,000. So the right answer is D, 86,000. Next, coming to the question number 6, we are asked to write the largest 4-digit number but using any one digit twice. So amongst the given digits 5, 9, 2, 6, to form a 4-digit number, we will choose a very wisely the digit which is greater. See, among 5, 9, 2, 6, 9 is greater one, so I will use that for twice, and I am using it in the highest place in the 4-digit number. Highest place in the 4-digit number is thousands, there I used for ones, and next highest place is hundreds, there I will use it for second time. Now I am allowed to use only for 2 times any one digit. So I have used 9 for twice. Now I will go for next greatest number among them is 6. So I will use 6. In the next highest place is tens there. And next among the rest of the digits greatest is 5. I will use that in the units place. That means I have got a number 9,965, which is being the 4-digit largest number with the given condition of using any one digit for twice. So this answer is there at D. So D is the right answer. So students, you have to have compulsory well learnt the chapters what we have already taught to solve this sort of questions. So get ready. These questions are going to be even important for your coming, that is periodic test, upcoming test which you are going to write on 3rd September. Okay, so now going to the question number 7. In the question number 7, in Indian system of numeration, the number this is written as, so in Indian numeration, first 3 places will give a comma, next 2 places and next 2 places, and if you want to read it, it is 5,86,95,376. Where this is there? It is there in the option C, and right option is C. Next, what is 1 million? He says 1 million is 10 lakh. That's it. That's option B is the right answer. That's a simple direct question. Now coming to the question number 9. In the question number 9, the greatest number which on rounding off to the nearest thousands gives 5,000. See, it is very important which among them gives a 5,000 when it is rounded off nearest thousands. So we are doing rounding off nearest thousands means look for hundreds place, in this hundreds place, in this hundreds place, in this hundreds place, in this hundreds place. Obviously in this hundreds place B and C cannot be, because rounding off nearest to thousands gives 6,000. They both won't give 5,000. Now A also gives and D also gives, but which one to be chosen? Among A and D, we are asked to choose the greatest number. Now we are very specific. So we have to choose compulsory among 5001 and 5499 greatest. So that is option D is the right answer. Now coming to the question number 10, keeping the place of 6 as it is in the given number and rest of the numbers rearranging, we are asked to find a smallest number. How to form a smallest number? And rest of the numbers, we have 6, we will keep as it is, and rest of the numbers are 0, 3, 5, so 0, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9 gives the smallest number. So here it is 60,34,579, where it is. So the right option is C. Next, students, coming to the question number 11. Which of the following numbers in Roman numerals is incorrect? Be careful, it is incorrect. This is L triple X gives 80, correct. L double X gives 70, it is also correct. LX gives 60, it is also correct. And LLX, this is not possible. So right option is D. So D is the right option. So right answer is LLX cannot be, it is incorrect way of writing numerals in Roman system. So D is the right answer. Next, the largest 5-digit number having 3 digits, that different digits. So having 3 different digits. So among the numerals from 0 to 90, if I want to form a largest, I must use from 9 onwards, and I am asked to use 3 different digits. So I will use 9, 8 and 7, and I am asked to make a 5-digit number. So when I am making a 5-digit number, I will use for the maximum number of times 9, but I am allowed to use only 3 different digits as a compulsion. That means 9 I can use for only thrice, and rest of the times 8 to be used and 7 to be used. Now I have used only 3 different digits and still formed a greatest 5-digit number, which is 99,987, and here the right option is C. So now getting into the next question number 13. The smallest 4-digit number having 3 different digits. Smallest 4-digit number. That means I have to use from 0 to 9. See, compulsory I must use 1, which is the smallest, as a thousands place digit, because if I use 0, it becomes 3-digit number. So 1 must be used, which is little more than 0, and I am going to use now rest of the digits sake 0. But the smallest 4-digit number having 3 different digits, again I have to use 0, 1 and 2. That means I have already used 1. Now I am allowed to use 0, but that can be used at the most twice. Why? Because if I use once again, it is a number formed by 2 different digits, not 3 different digits. So for that, this unit's place is required to be occupied by 2. Now this is the number which is smallest 4-digit numbers having 3 different digits used. So where that right answer is? That right answer is D, which is 1002. So for the 13th question, right answer is D. Next, coming to the question number 14. See students, this is very important question. Number of whole numbers between 38 and 68. If you want to find out, let us take analogy. You have got a queue. In the queue, where you are the first person to receive, let's say, ticket counter. Okay, so to receive a ticket, okay, in the counter, you are the first person, and you happen to see one of your friend being at 7th place. Now you being first and he being at 7th, how many people are there between you? That means you will have second fellow, third fellow, fourth fellow, fifth fellow and sixth fellow. So these are the fellows who are in between you and your friend. Okay, that means how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 people are there. So if you want to find out from the numbers that your location and your friend's location, we will do like this. Difference between you and your friend's location gives a number, and predecessor of this number gives how many people are there between you and your friend, isn't it? So 5 people, which is predecessor of the different 6, gives the number of people between you and your friend. So see, I am going to give the same analogy for this. What is the difference between 68 and 38? It is 30, and when less than that gives number of numbers between them, that means 29. So the right answer is 29. So this is how we do this sort of questions. Next, coming to the question number 15. The product of successor and predecessor of 999. First of all, predecessor of it is 998, successor of it is 1000, and their product is very simple, 9,98,000, and the right answer is B. Next, coming to the question number 16. The product of a non-zero whole number and its successor. Non-zero whole number means apart from 0 in the whole number set. You take any number. Let's say if I have taken 1 and its successor is 2, when their product is taken gives 2. You take any non-zero whole number multiply it with the successor of it, gives certainly even number. So the right answer is even. Next, coming to the question number 17. Question number 17, a whole number is added to 25 and the same number is subtracted from 25. Let's say that unknown number is x and it is added to 25. So this is the sum of unknown number x and 25. And the same number is subtracted from 25. So this is the difference. Now if I add both of these two numbers, that means 25 plus x added to 25 minus x gives 50 plus x minus x, where this plus x minus x will go away, will give only 50. That means the right answer is 50. So sum of those resulting numbers is 50. Next, coming to the question number 18, which of the following is not true? Students, here 7, 8, 9, however they are added, their sum is same, it is correct. Product of 7, 8, 9, however they are multiplied, the product is same, it's associative property. So associative property is true under addition as well as multiplication. Next, 7 plus 8 into 9 is equals to 7 plus 8 into 7 plus 9. This is only wrong. Why? Because 7 added to 8 9s are 72 gives 79, and 7 plus 8 15 multiplied to 7 plus 9 16 gives 240, which is not equal. So here if you take in the option 7 plus 8 into 9, which is LHS, and the RHS 7 added to 8 multiplied to 7 added to 9 is the only one which is not true. The other is distributive property, which is correct. Distributive property is also correct. 7 into 8 plus 9 is 7 into 8 plus 7 into 9 is distributivity, it is correct. Next, coming to the question number 19. By using dot patterns, which of the following numbers can be rearranged in all the three ways, namely line, triangle and a rectangle? See students, all the numbers can be arranged in the form of a line, so we need not check. Only the question comes rectangle. 9 can be arranged as 3 into 3 or 1 into 9. 1 into 9 is line, 3 into 3 is a square, it's also a rectangle. 2 into 5, 10 can be arranged as line as well as rectangle. Can it be arranged in a triangle? So that is what we are checking. So try to observe here, when I arrange in a triangle, 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 4, 10. So 10 is the right answer, which can be arranged as a line as well as triangle as well as a rectangle. So if I am arranging as a rectangle, I can arrange like this one. It is a rectangle as a 5 into 2. It is a triangle, so 10 is the right answer. Next, coming to the question number 20th. Which of the following statements is not true? Both addition and multiplication are associative for whole numbers. Both addition and multiplication are associative for whole numbers is true. 0 is the identity for multiplication. This is false. 0 is identity for addition. So it is not true. Addition and multiplication both are commutative for whole numbers. It is true. Multiplication is distributive over addition for whole numbers. This is true. So only 0 is the identity for multiplication for whole numbers is the only one which is not correct, which is not true. So right answer is B. Now coming to the question number 21. Which of the following statements is not true? 0 plus 0 is 0, correct. 0 minus 0 is 0, correct. 0 into 0 is correct. Only this is wrong. 0 divided by 0 is undefinable. Okay, it is undefinable. Very important. Next, the predecessor of 1 lakh is 99,999. Right option is B. So coming to the question number 23. The successor of 1 million is 10 lakh and 1. Here 10 lakh and 1 is the option B. Number of even numbers between 58 and 80. See students, here again if you want to find the number of even numbers, first find how many numbers are there between them. How many numbers are there between them? Number of numbers between 58 and 80 is 80 minus 58, that means their difference, and 1 less than that, that is predecessor of it. So it gives us 22 minus 1, it is 21. So there are 21 numbers between 58 and 80. So among 21 numbers, certainly we will have 10 and 11. 10 being even numbers, and 11 odd numbers. So right answer is 10. So A is the right answer. You may get doubt, why not 11 being even numbers? Watch it, with whom we are starting. Between 58 and 80, if I want to start, I'll start with the 59. So the first fellow is an odd number, isn't it? So from there I'll have 11 fellows consecutively arranged. In between them I'll have even numbers coming. So the number of gaps between 11 fellows will be 10. So 10 even numbers. So that's how we have to very wisely decide. Okay. So be careful such questions when they are starting. So after 58, who will come? Is it odd number is coming or even number is coming? That you have to watch first. Okay. So next, from the next continuation, 25th question. Sum of the number of, here very important, number of prime numbers between 16 to 80 and 90 to 100. See students, I have number of primes or prime numbers between 1 to 100 known. How many are there? I know that it is 25 are there. So from this 25, I don't want to count the prime numbers 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13 because they come below 16, and I don't want to count prime numbers between 80 and 90. Which are the numbers, prime numbers lying between 80 and 90? That you have to count now. I have 83 being prime number and 89 being prime number between 80 and 90. So leaving them, how many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So leaving them, I have from 25, 17 left over. So the right answer is 17. So you need not start writing all the prime numbers between 16 and 80 and 90 to 100 to count this. Only you are using the fact. Number of prime numbers from 1 to 100 are 25 in number. In 25, less of this. Less of this gives 17. That's it. So be wise while solving MCQ questions. Next, which of the following statement is not true? In the question number 26, we have to read the statements one by one. The HCF of two distinct prime numbers is 1. It is true. The HCF of two prime numbers is 1. That is also correct. The HCF of two consecutive even numbers is 2. It is also correct. The HCF of even and an odd number is even. So let me check. You choose any even number. Let me choose a 6 and choose an odd number. I am choosing, let's say, 15, and I am finding HCF of this 6 and 15, which is 3. Am I right? Yes, 3 is the HCF of them. Now he says that it is even, which is not true. That means it is the only statement which is false. So the right option is D. Next, coming to the question number 27, the number of distinct prime numbers, prime factors of the largest 4-digit number. Students, first, what is the largest 4-digit number? Largest 4-digit number is largest 9999. That means 9999. Now if I do prime factorization of it, I have now, is this 111, that is 1111, is it divisible by any number, any prime number? Yes. 11 ones are, zeros are, and ones are. So that means 9999 prime factorization is 3 square into 11 into 101. Okay, 3 multiplied by itself for twice, 11 and 101. How many distinct prime factors are there? 3 distinct prime factors are there. So the right option is 3 distinct prime factors, that is B. Okay, now coming to the question number 28. The number of distinct prime factors of smallest 5-digit number. Who is the smallest 5-digit number? Smallest 5-digit number is 10,000, and its prime factorization is 2 multiplied by itself for 4 times, 5 multiplied by itself for 4 times, which we can write as 2 to the power 4 into 5 to the power 4. So how many distinct prime factors are there? It has two distinct prime factors, and right option is A. Now coming to the next question, number 29. In the question number 29, you have to use the divisibility rule of 11. See students, here if the number 7254 and a dash 98 is divisible by 22, that means it must be divisible by 2 as well as 11. Since it is ending in 8, that means it is even number, that means it is divisible by 2. Now I have to check only the divisibility rule of 11. What is the divisibility rule of 11 says? The sum of consecutive, that is, if I take a number as 7, 2, 5, 4, and let's say this is some number as x, it's a digit, I have written as digit x, and 9, 8. In this, I had to take a consecutive digits sum, that is 7 plus 5 plus x plus 8, their sum, and next the other consecutive digits are 2 plus 4 plus 9, and their difference should be either 0 or 11 or a multiple of 11. Now based on this logic, here 7 plus 5 plus 8 is 20. So 20 plus x minus sum of them is 2 plus 4 plus 9, it is 15, should be equal to 0 or 11. So 20 plus x minus 15 is 5 plus x equals to 0 or 11. Now if I consider 5 plus x as 0, then x becomes minus 5, which cannot be. Why? Because here x is any one digit from 0 to 9, any one, it cannot be negative. So therefore I will choose 5 plus x as 11. It implies x equals to 11 minus 5, it implies x equals to 6. So the right answer is, that place is occupied by the digit 6. Here the right option is C, 6. So 29th answer is C. Now coming to the question number 30, the largest number which always divides the sum of any pair of consecutive odd numbers is. Students, if you want to answer this, take some examples and verify. The largest number which is always divides the sum of any pair of consecutive odd numbers. The consecutive odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. Among them, if you take any two fellows and add any two consecutive fellows, 1 plus 3 is 4, 3 plus 5 is 8, 5 plus 7 is 12, and so on. So all these sums are either 1 plus 3 or 3 plus 5 or 5 plus 7 or 7 plus 9. Their sums, if you observe, 4, 8, 12, 16. These are the numbers. All these numbers are divisible by 4, isn't it? So the right answer is B, 4. Now students, Coming to the question number 31, a number is divisible by 5 and 6. That means definitely a number is divisible by 10, it is divisible by 15, and it is divisible by 30 also. It may not be divisible by 60. So right answer is D, 60. Next, question number 32. The sum of prime factors of 1729. See students, prime factorizing this 1729 is one of the tricky one, since it is not divisible by 2, 3, 5. It is divisible by 7 first. 7 2s are 14 and 3 is carried forward, 32. 7 4s are 28 and 4 is carried forward, makes 49. So 7 7s are 49. Now this 247 is not divisible by 2, 3, 5, 7, not even by 11. It is divisible by 13. So 13 ones are 13 and 11 is carried forward, 117 will come. So 39s are 117. So students, this 1729 is prime factored as 7 into 13 into 19. Now you know what are the prime factors. Now what is their sum? So sum of the prime factors will be 7 plus 13 plus 19, which gives 39. So the right option is D once again, and it is 39. So now the next question is 33. The greatest number which always divides the product of, see students, it is the product. Here the product of the predecessor and the successor of an odd natural numbers other than 1. So we are allowed to choose from 3 onwards. So odd natural numbers 3 onwards are 3, 5, 7, 9 and etc. Among them, if I choose any one and the product of its predecessor and the successor is taken, and the product of them, you watch it carefully, minimum among them is 8. So these all numbers are divisible by 8, and the right answer is D, 8. Though in the solutions of this book gives 4, in my opinion 8, D is the right option. Next, coming to the number of common prime factors of 75, 60 and 105. See students, if you want to do finding number of common prime factors of this, what we do, you know how to do prime factorization of them, and here I am doing, while finding LCM, I will choose like this: 5 12s, 5 15s, 5 21s. So 5 is the one of the common prime factor. Next, we choose with 3 4s, 3 5s and 3 7s. So another common prime factor is 3. So students, do we have any other common prime factors to divide all 3 these 4, 5, 7 numbers? No. So I have only these two fellows being common prime factors, and he is asking that number of common prime factors are only 2. Which are they? They are 5 and 3. That's it. So right option is A. Now coming to the question number 35. Which of the following pairs is not co-prime? You know, if I want to call any two fellows as co-prime, HCF of the co-primes is equal to 1. That is what the condition tells. So HCF of co-prime numbers is 1. Here obviously 8 and 10 are not co-prime because their HCF is 2. So here right option is A. Now which of the following numbers is divisible by 11? See students, you know the divisibility rule of 11. First check. Here 1 plus 0 plus. So I have to choose 1, 0, 1, 1, and their sum is 1 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1 is 4. 4 minus 1 plus 0 and plus 1 plus 1, it's a 3 minus 0 plus 1 plus 1, it is 0 plus 1 plus 1, which is 2. It implies 1. Therefore this is not divisible by 11. Here when all digits are same number, or in the number all digits are same digits, then see that even number of digits. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It cannot be. Only this is possible. Why? Because 2 added for 4 times minus 2 added for 4 more times gives obviously 8 minus 8, sorry here minus 8 minus 8 gives 0. So that's how we check. Here the right option is C. And how to read this number? If you want to read this number, it is 2,22,22,222 is divisible by 11. Next, coming to the next last two questions. LCM of 10, 15, 20. It is 60 is the LCM of them. You know how to find. I am not finding. Next, coming to the last question. LCM of two numbers is 180. He said already 180 is the LCM of two numbers. So LCM of two numbers. So students, if the LCM of two numbers is 180, then what is the prime factorization of 180? It is 2 into 2 into 5 into 3 into 3. That means 2 square into 3 square into 5 power 1. So this is the prime factorization of 180. And he says among them which cannot be HCF. Now very simple, HCF of any two numbers must be the factor of LCM of two numbers. Now is 45 divides 180? Yes, it divides. Is 60 divides 180? Yes, divides. Is 75 divides 180? Yes, no, it doesn't divide. 90 divides 180? Yes, it divides. See students, so the right option is 75 cannot be the HCF of two numbers. Remember, HCF of two numbers is a factor of the LCM of those two numbers. So this is very important rule which we are looking for. So 75 is not a factor of 180, therefore it cannot be the HCF of those two numbers. So with this I have completed all the MCQ type questions in this my video. I hope you understood them. Try to make use of this knowledge and enhance your mastery over the chapters first 3 in the textbook. So I wish you good luck for your upcoming periodic test 1. With this I say take care of you, be safe, Jai Hind, thank you.